Hi, I'm Lori McGraw, the Resource Rundown. Sorry I've been away for a while. Couldn't be helped. My family got hit with COVID-19, and so we've been dealing with that virus and all the aftermath involved with that. But I am back. I am going to be making videos, how-to videos for Google Classroom, as well as teacher tips and reviews of products. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. This video is going to be about my family's experience with COVID, so stay tuned. Here we go. So to start, our son was the first person to actually contract COVID. He, June 24th, started running a fever a little bit that evening, not feeling well. Of course, we didn't know about that until the next morning when he told us that he wasn't feeling very well. He was running a fever, had chills and body aches. So we decided to take him in and get him tested and just to be safe. So the next day we got the results back, and of course he was COVID positive. So he was quarantined for the next 10 days. And then had to be fever free for 3 days. Of course, by the time we got the results back, he was fine, no fever, he was feeling great, and he was all better. Us, on the other hand, we were quarantined for 2 weeks from the date of notification, which was the 26th, and had to remain in quarantine for that whole time unless we developed symptoms, and then that would change based on our symptoms. So Saturday, fine. Sunday, started developing symptoms, both of us, and not feeling very good, headache, a little bit of a fever. The body aches didn't really start till Monday, but man, on Monday we started having major body aches. Our backs hurt really bad. Overall, just really tired and just that of not feeling good, just did not feel good. That continued Tuesday. For Tuesday, myself, I started getting this horrible sore throat, and I had that for 3 days. My husband on Wednesday started feeling better, didn't have a fever, so he thought that he would just go out and do a little bit of yard work, no biggie. That night started running a fever again. Thursday, of course, I'd had the sore throat really bad for 3 days. I thought, well, maybe I have strep because it had been going around. I went into the drive-up clinic to get tested for strep and for COVID. And of course, they checked me over my lungs and everything else, my oxygen, to make sure all of that was good. I tested negative for strep, and they sent me home, and that was on a Thursday, and then on Friday, I didn't get anything back, no results or anything. Saturday, they called me, said, yep, you tested positive, which I knew I would. So they said because my husband was in the household with my son and I, who both tested positive, he didn't need to test, that he was considered positive. So, of course, Friday, I had started feeling a little bit better. Saturday, no fever. Sunday, no fever. My husband, of course, still running a fever. Monday night, I broke out in hives. So I was like, what is this? And then the next day, that night, Tuesday night, I started running a fever again. And then Wednesday, of course, my husband and I are still both running a fever. And it's really kind of weird because the fever comes on later. So like you might wake up in the morning and you feel okay and you're not really running a fever. At least this was the case for us the second week. The first week we were running a fever all day. The second week in the morning wouldn't really have much of a fever, but then we would really have one later in the day. So of course that Wednesday, later in the day, started running a fever. Thursday, however, of course, we're not feeling too bad. Just like, okay, everything's gonna be fine for now, and then tonight we'll run a fever. Fever never came. Friday, no fever. Saturday, no fever. So now it's been a week. It's July 16th, and we are both still fever-free. It's been 8 days. So we are super excited. We're feeling good. and we're hoping that that continues. So now I kind of want to go into my reasoning for sharing all of this with you. So one, I know there's so many people out there that are kind of curious about what they might expect, what the symptoms are like, what people are going through. And two, to me, it's just, I think it helps with people in their fear. People are scared. And yes, it was hard. It was not pleasant. It was not like the flu. The flu you have for a couple of days, right? And then when the flu's gone, you feel better. With this lasted for a couple of weeks, and we were on a roller coaster, feeling good and not feeling good, and it was a rough time. And even though we weren't severely ill, we were still sick and we still didn't feel good, and we are still, even though a week without a fever, are still having bouts of fatigue where we tire easily. I'm getting a little bit better that way. My husband still has these times, although his job is a little more physically demanding when he does work. And he ran a fever for so much longer than I did because I had that 3-day break in there. Anyway, I can't express to you enough that this is not like the flu. It's different, and it affects you differently, and because it lasts for so long. This is going on to my next point. I'm a teacher. I started this YouTube page so that I could put things out to help other teachers. And we're going back to school this fall. Well, I'm hoping we're going back to school this fall. What's that going to look like? We don't know for sure yet. Our school district is still in the process of planning and determining what it's going to look like this fall. Are we going to be hybrid? Are we going back completely and wearing masks? Are we going to be online? I really do not know what that's going to look like. So what I do know is that this virus is not the flu. I've said that a few times already, but it's not the flu. And so we have to be ready. And your kids need to be prepared for the fact that they're probably going to have to wear masks. And get those masks now. Get them used to wearing them so that they are prepared for when school starts to wearing that mask. We want everybody to be safe. I know that there are other countries that have done a really good job of protecting their country and not even ever closing their borders. But all they did was wear masks and social distance, and they didn't shut down their economy. They didn't close their borders. They just wore masks and social distanced. So I know that this can be done. So just get your kids ready. Have them prepared so that they feel comfortable in that situation and can move past the fact that they're wearing a mask and still effectively learn. Anyway, I do have, like I said, other videos coming up on how-to videos with Google Classroom and informational videos, tips and tricks, and reviews of products. So don't miss out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, leave comments for me down below. If you have any questions, please leave a question for me down below or a comment. I want to hear the feedback, and I think that viewers and people that are watching my videos want to hear what you have to say. So make sure you leave those comments. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.